Hello, this is Miss James, and I'm coming to you today to solve two-step equations. And in my prior videos, I did solving one-step multiplication equations, one-step subtraction equations, one-step addition equations, and one-step division equations. So today, what we're going to see in this video is we're going to see solving two-step equations. And what I've done here is I've put the steps over here to the side to remind you of what steps you can use. Okay, so for the add the inverse of the constant, we use that in addition and subtraction equations. For divide by the coefficient, we use this in multiplication equations, and multiply by the denominator, we use that in division equations. So today we're going to have a combination of the two operations. So for an example, we have a problem that says 2y plus 6 is equal to, let's say, 20. All right? Now, the way that this goes is you have to use two steps. But what we want to do is we want to figure out which step we use first. In this, we need to isolate the y. So therefore, we need to get rid of the 2, and we also need to get rid of the 6. So, but which one are we going to do first? The first one we're going to do, I want to give you an example like a word problem. Like, for instance, if you go bowling, right? You go bowling and you have a flat fee of $6 to get into the ring, into the bowling center. And you pay $2 per game. Got it? Or let's just say you pay $6 to rent the shoes. That's a good one. You pay $6 to rent the shoes, but you pay $2 every time you bowl, for every game that you bowl. All right? So in this instance, this is a problem that says 2y plus 6 equals 20. So let's just say you spend $20 altogether. You know that you spent $6 on the shoes, right? So we're just going to take that away. And then after we take away the $6, then we can see how much money we're spending per game. Well, how many games we actually bowled. Does that make sense? So what we have to do here is we want to see how many games we bowled. And we know that we paid $2 for each game. So what we're going to do is we're going to take away that flat fee of $6 because you're not going to pay $6 every time you bowl. You're just going to pay $6 the one time for your shoes. So you're not going to buy shoes over and over and over. You're just going to buy shoes one time. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get rid of this 6, this money for the shoes. So we're going to take this one and we're going to add the inverse of the constant first. So instead of me putting a check mark, I'm going to put a 1 right here. So that's my one step. So step 1 is add the inverse of the constant. And in this situation, what is the constant? The constant in this situation is 6. Because after all, we want to get rid of the 6. We're not trying to get rid of the 20. We want to get rid of the 6 and we want to get rid of the 2. So we're going to add the inverse of the 6. So the constant, the inverse of 6 is negative 6. So negative 6. So we have 6 plus negative 6. That is a 0 pair. So it's 0 here. We're going to bring down my 2y. Bring down my equal sign. Make sure it's lined up. And then we got 20 plus negative 6. Well, this looks like 20 minus 6, which, okay, that's how we can look at it. If it's easier for you to figure that out, then okay, let's do it. But 20 plus negative 6 is 14. All right? So we still have not reached our goal because we still have that 2. And that 2 is a what? I hope you say a coefficient. So the coefficient is 2. So my next step is going to be divide by the coefficient. And the coefficient in this case is 2. So we're going to divide both sides by 2. So 2y divided by 2 and 14 divided by 2. Well, 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 times y is y. 14 divided by 2 is 7. So we have reached our goal because we have a variable on one side and a 7 on the other side. So that is in two. Look at here. It's 2 steps. 1, 2. That's it. So the next problem we have, let's do one more problem. We have, let's say we have negative 3c minus 12 is equal to negative 30. Let's just go with that. So just with this, we're going to add the inverse of our constant first, and then we're going to divide by our coefficient. How do we know that we're going to divide instead of multiply? Because here we have a coefficient, not a denominator. So that's why we're going to use the divide by the coefficient, because we have a coefficient. All right? So step 1, add the inverse of the constant. The constant here is negative 12. Negative 12. So what's the inverse of negative 12? The inverse of negative 12 is positive 12. So we're going to add a positive 12 to both sides. Negative 12 plus positive 12, that gives me a 0 pair. And so my answer is 0. I'm going to bring down my negative 3c, bring down my equal sign. And then we have negative 30 plus 12. Negative 30 plus 12, one's a negative, the other's a positive. So therefore, you have to subtract and take the higher absolute value. Negative 30 is farther away from 0, so I'm going to put my negative right there. So 30 minus 12 is 18. So I have negative 18. So I still have not reached my goal because I still have a 3, that's negative 3 here. So step 2, I have a coefficient of negative 3. So therefore my step is going to be divide by the coefficient. So I'm going to divide by the coefficient of negative 3. Divide by the coefficient. Negative 3. So, divide both sides by negative 3, negative 3. This goes to 1, 1c is c. Negative 18 divided by negative 3 is a positive 6 because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So my answer here is c equals 6. C equals 6. Okay, I'm going to pause the video and prepare for another problem that involves multiplying by the denominator. So let me just pause right here.